worldwide celebration. Hints will be coming out in the next week or so, but here's my predictions on it. So, 2019, Cell Saga. 2020, Boo Saga. 2021, Frieza Saga. 2022, All About Cooler for whatever reason. 2023, we had Future Saga. And then 2024, my prediction is Z movies, or like more specifically, Broly's movie, the first one, and Fusion Reborn. Now, I'm thinking movies mostly because here's like a tweet from one of the dataminers and stuff. He's saying that the super attack animations have been changed. I don't know where it is right here. I'm not sure why it just disappeared, but saying the super attack animations have been changed for this Goku and Piccolo here, and they said that's something that usually happens to EZAs, and they also are in the like perfect spot to have an EZA. It does make sense, and they're from a Dragon Ball Z movie. They're from Dead Zone, so I think that's a good hint. I mean, there's not much other hint. The only other hint would be towards maybe GT, because I think there was some like translation thing happening, but I feel like that might be a bit later. I'm not worried about GT. I don't know. Like I'm not worried about GT. So here's the most recent EZA. You know, this is his date. You can see is he came out in 7/26/2021. That's our like benchmark, right? Like that's when EZAs can happen. And here is the Goku and Piccolo. They came out 3 months later. That's not a big jump of time. I mean, we're gonna be past. It'll be a month-ish after. So I mean, it'll be like 2 months. You're gonna have to jump 2 months from the most recent EZA, which I think they can do. I'm not worried about that at all. Now, this is definitely a potential EZA. If they are good, I would really hope they're good, because this has been a terrible unit. I'm gonna guess I'll go over EZAs after. I'm gonna go over just the main characters I think will be part of the thing. So first off, Super Gogeta. I think this will be part one. I like this better as part one, because you know Gogeta brings a lot of hype and stuff. So I know we just had Super Gogeta, but like this just kind of makes sense. I'll go over more why later. So we have Super Gogeta, just start of turn, Super Gogeta, none of that like fusing into him stuff like the Tech and the Fizz one, just straight up Super Gogeta, boom. And he could have like the nullification, like an updated version of it. He could have Soul Punisher. He has a lot that he can go with. Like they have a lot they can do with him. And rivaling him, we have Fat Janemba. And now, like, don't worry, I'm cooking here, don't worry. So we have Fat Janemba, who can have a domain skill of the little floaty thing. I don't even know what you call that stuff, but the little floaty background thing. You can have him create that, and then almost like Broly did, you can have him transform into Super Janemba. And that'd be great, because then Super Janemba would be able to work with the Fizz Super Janemba, who could also get an EZA, and he's a much more recent unit. I don't think you're going to want that, but, I mean, actually, do I have him pulled up? I do. Oh, I mean, that's not terrible. And I think this is on global timing here. I think this is a Tanabata LR after. This is like the AGL Jiren of stuff. So I do think this is much earlier, and also with the Goku and Piccolo and like all that. The dates are much earlier, because this is all globals time. It is a lot different for if you look at it for JP, and if you look at it for like what actually matters. I don't know the exact release date. I guess where are they again? Here. Yeah, this is actually going to be February, right? Yeah. So that's well within the EZA dates. Okay. So Fat Janemba to Super Janemba, he can make the domain, he can have all his moves and stuff. And the domain can be like the little pile of like needle things with the floaty stuff in the background. Cool. Awesome part one. Now, part two, boom, Broly movie. You have the Z Fighters. Z Fighters as like a join forces card, right? And then you can have like a giving energy thing transition into just Super Saiyan Goku. And here you could have a nullification, you could have just a full counter, because like he like fully stops the punch. I think that'd be a cool thing you can do. You could have like the wall breaking behind him, like 0 damage, real menacing. It could be a revive. I mean, revives are really good nowadays, because 5.7 million super attacks on JP. That's a lot. And then his counterpart could be just full power Broly, just straight up. Now, I like the way this is set up in my mind, at least, because you have the first part can be Super Gogeta, and let's make him probably Dokkan Fest. I think you probably want to, I don't know. I'm trying to think about that, because Dokkan Fest would make Janemba a Carnival LR, and I don't know if you've ever had a Dokkan Fest Janemba. And if you had a Dokkan Fest Z Fighters, you'd have a Carnival Broly. I think that worked better. Yeah, he can be Carnival. Gogeta can be Carnival. But I like this in my head because you have Gogeta, who is already like his full transformation, and then you have Janemba, like the villain who has to transform once. And then the part 2, you have the hero who has to transform once, and the villain who starts out full power. And then the heroes could do like, Broly could have like a domain or something, like the forest, or could beat everybody up. I don't know. Domains are like, they love domains. Heck, they could introduce new mechanics. Like, I'm sure they'll introduce new stuff. But anyways, back to the EZAs and everything. These guys, come on. You want this. I mean, this would be so good. Their counterpart got EZA'd not too long ago, and they're good. But like, these guys got screwed over compared to STR Vegito. I mean, they were always just worse than Vegito. But if you come back and you give them an amazing EZA, because what they tend to do is they tend to give the worst card on like original release of like a pair a better EZA. Like, think about Evolution Blue Vegeta. Dude was doo-doo, and then they made him better almost than UI. I still think UI is better, but like, they made him better than UI Goku, stat-wise. I mean, you talk about when they first came out, that was terrible. But no, easy EZA right here. Like, this is like a clear EZA I could see happening. And then we have the oldest EZA in the game, oldest LR EZA in the game, Tech Broly, from the Broly movie. And he is like gonna have the hardest hitting EZA probably. I mean, he already can do like 11 million, and he's 2019, so what do you think's gonna happen? But no, this is a free EZA. They gotta do this. Like, that would be peak if they did that. After him, you have Turles, who has a similar-ish release time to these fellas. And Turles is movie boss. I could have like, that could be their theme, would just be the Z bosses of the Z movies and stuff. But Turles is good. This guy's always been bad. He could have redemption. That would be cool. Him, I mean, I don't know about him. Like, I put him here because he's also old as can be. Like, look at that date, dude. And he's from Z movie, from the BoJack one. And I think he could, he'd be pretty good. I really do think he'd be pretty good. I don't even know if I have this character. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't think I have this character at all. But, yeah, he's an EZA up for options. And then we also have Tapion Minosha. They're from the, what do you call it, movie? Hyrudigarn movie? I don't even know what it's called, but they're old movie heroes. EZA if they want. These are all just options they can go for. BoJack, I mean, come on. STR BoJack is so old. And I also I don't have any space traveling warrior lead, and if I had a good one, this would be good. This is my coping. I like this. Int Broly for Saiyan Day or whatever. I think it was Saiyan Day. He's on the docket. I mean, come on. He's a Broly. Janemba, we already went over. There's a possibility of happening. I want it to be good. I want it to last forever. I don't want it to be bad. Like, I want him to be able to age permanently. He's already good. I mean, he has guard, right? Yeah, he has guaranteed guard, first and second attacker. If he just had like damage reduction and easier build up, he'd be like top 3. I mean, I really think they can make some very, very good units with these characters. And then, of course, Fat Janemba, who is old as it can be, and has always been kind of, you know. I mean, I remember using them for missions 3 years after his release. He's functional because he has guard. I wouldn't say he's that good, but he's functional. Anyways, this is my prediction for it. I'm sure Dokkan will drop something tonight and be like, oh, it's actually GT. Because like I said, there's like a good chance it could be GT as well. But I think these are the only two options because, I mean, people are saying Namek. I don't think it's Namek because they've had, 2 Nameks for Worldwide? I do think they'll sell, they could save that, easily save that for anniversary, 10th anniversary. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Other option someone had was Cell. I personally don't really think that's going to happen. I mean, they've been saying Cell for years. They thought Cell back when Cooler Celebration, they're like, oh yeah, let's get another Cell in here. I'm like, no, because I'm not sure what they make as characters. I guess they could do like a instant transmission and then have like a fat Cell, have baby Cell, or Cell Jr., Super Vegeta. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could go other stuff like that. I can see that being possible, but very unlikely. So in my order, movie bosses, number 1 by a lot. Past that is GT, and then like a 1% chance of like Cell Saga. Frieza's is like a 0. And if I'm wrong, I mean, I'm wrong, but you will find out hopefully within a week, maybe tonight. Like I said, today, on the day, is when they release that whatever cookie video or whatever they were doing, like little pastry of the time capsule, time machine. And we figured out it was Future Saga today as of last year. So if that happens tonight, I'll make another video. I'll revise everything I got. I will be like, oh yeah, actually it's this. And then we'll learn from mistakes about it. But right now it's looking a lot like the Z movies to me. Just because, I mean, like, this is really big, just that they're going to get an EZA. Like, he almost confirms that. I wish I could find it. There we go. I don't know, it's so hard for me to find. So, like, something usually happens to EZAs. So, that's just... I do think that they're going to get an EZA. I do think it's going to be movies. I mean, I could be wrong about movies. I just picked, like, the movies that are really... that make sense to me. Because you look at old characters, old cards that don't have any EZA to them. You have the Bojack Gohan, wherever he is. You have him, he is old as can be, and then you have Broly. And I mean, I don't really know if Bojack's gonna have that hype needed for it. So I chose not to go with Bojack at all. But I think Fusion Reborn and Broly movie. Because, I mean, Tech... Yeah, the STR Vegeta already has EZA. So why not just have Tech Gogeta have his EZA? And then that's another reason why he should start out Super Gogeta already. Is just so he can link with them. It's the same reason... Like, I'm designing this from, like, a me. I want to be able to play the game standpoint. Also, the Broly... Doesn't this guy have, like, a transformation? Yeah, Legendary Super Saiyan. So, if you make the Broly, I'm talking about Legendary Super Saiyans out the gate, then this transformation, like, they will link up after that. And then the Z Fighters, of course, there's no Z Fighters like this, I don't think. So, this is, in my mind, this is peak. Because you have, like, a perfect link with Tech Gogeta, with Fizz Gogeta, who's... I mean, he's not the best anymore, but if you want to use him, you can. Just forget about him, though. Like, just Tech Gogeta, who hopefully is, like, a generational EZA to, like, give some justice for his release. And then Fat Janemba, who can perfectly link with Super Janemba, because he's not Super Janemba, he's Fat Janemba. And they get an EZA, too. So you could have Janemba and Gogeta come out as top 5 characters in the game, and their EZAs be top 5 characters in the game. And then you're cooking there. And then, like, you're absolutely cooking there. And then for Broly movie, of course, you got Z Fighters, you can have, like, a revive counter. I think that's pretty cool. And then the Broly, which could link perfectly with Tech Broly, who is going to get an EZA within the year, because he is the oldest EZA so far. And normally they get taken care of relatively quickly, but who knows? That's my guess for it. We'll see soon, but yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any other questions or content like me to cover, any news in the Dokkan field, I mean, not much is going on. I mean, if you want me to talk about Jiren, Cellmax, Topo, all these characters that have to like just come out somehow and like not drain our wallets of stones. That's something I could talk about. I do think I could talk about that, because that's going to be an issue for everybody. I mean, so many people want to save for Cellmax. Don't save for Cellmax. I see people saying they're going to skip Worldwide for Cellmax. I'll be honest with you, Cellmax does not impress me that much, because past a certain turns, he's kind of like doo-doo butt. And he's a 150 lead, is he not? That's just crazy. Why would they make a 150 lead? That is insane to me. And like, you want to run 2 of them, of course, because he's a monster, but then you have a lot less stats overall on the team. That's hard to make up for. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think don't save for him. That's just my opinion. Go for Worldwide, because that's usually just really good. I mean, every year they have like number 1 characters. You had Full Power Frieza, STR Vegito. I don't know about Incel. I don't think they're very good comparably. I don't remember. I never played the game back then. You had Cooler, who is debatable 1 or 2 with Gogeta, or no, what's his name? Trunks and Vegeta, who I don't think we're out on global yet. So Cooler, in my mind, is number 1. Some people like Carnival Goku. I get it, he had better defensive stats, but nothing. Cooler was just so fun to just mow through people. And then we recently just had, Zamasu, very good. Don't mention Vegito Blue. Don't mention him. And you had Future Gohan, who had like 80% damage reduction for 5 turns. I remember Truth was very happy with him for a very long time, which is a good mark for a unit, because he usually knows he's talking about stuff. I mean, sometimes he says that UI Goku is better than AGL Full Power Frieza, but it's okay. Anyways, that's all for today. I'll see ya.